This daily dose of Daryl entitled Count, Making It Count for Something. You know, everybody's out there in this big craze today of counting their steps when they're walking. Not only do they have gadgets, they have apps they can put on a phone, and it'll tell you about your morning walk or your mid-morning walk. And so that you're tracked all day long as they keep up with your steps, and everybody makes a big deal. I made 10,000 steps today. We're counting them. And yet, here on High Street in Peebles, Scotland, these little Skechers shoes walked down that street, but they kept walking, and those shoes walked that street in 15 miles each day for 63 days around the globe. So what's the big deal? It's not a big deal, but what counted were the people we located and were able to honor on that trip. We tried to make those steps count for something. In life, we can go too fast trying to get the most steps and not do what really counts. Sometimes, though, when we're trying to do something that really counts, it's so hard to take that first step. And sometimes we just hold back. And, you know, life will present challenges and heights we must climb. And sometimes we approach them hesitantly, tentatively, just holding back. But the real key is one foot after the other. That's the key, to make each step count. Not how many are counting them, but keep going, and eventually we get near the goal. Now, here's what happens many times. When some people get near the goal, they don't keep moving forward, and yet they back away from the things that count, whether it's fear or whatever. And so we have to guard against that and make sure that we make our steps count. And if we do that and keep putting one foot in front of the other, we start making progress. And we don't have to count them. We just want to make sure they count, and we're moving toward what we're to be about in life. I'm so often reminded about the priceless gift my life is. I ache with everything within me to make it count, so that when I finally cross the finish line, I'll hear the words, "Well done, good and faithful servant." I have one life and one chance to make it count for something. My faith demands that I do whatever I can, wherever I am, whenever I can, for as long as I can, with whatever I have, to try to make a difference in this world. And don't count the days. Make the days really count for something good. In the end, it's not the years in your life that count. It's the life you put into those years. You learn something out of everything, and you come to realize more than ever that we're all here for a certain space and time. In this world, we're here and then it's over. We're not talking about the next world, so make this one count while you're here. If you think you're too small to make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito. Now think about that one. A second chance doesn't mean anything if you never learned the lessons of your first mistake. So, if you're lucky enough to get one, make it count. And even in food service, if you're going to prepare a meal, there are certain steps that you need to make count and do the right things, and you come out with a wonderful meal. Now, even if it's more complicated, there may be more steps and more high-level steps, but they're each important to take each of those steps, and you end up with a wonderful meal. In gardening, there's certain steps, whether it's planting, tilling, fertilizing, watering, exposing to sunlight. But to have a good garden, whether it's vegetable or flowers, the steps must be taken. A marriage has many steps. A wedding is the first part of it that's really big, and yet each step is important along the way. Now, birds are known for the gift of flight, and yet with that ability, they achieve so much with small steps, whether it's locating food, taking a bath, drinking water. They can fly, but a few small steps that count are so much better than many just counted. And so you see, in your life, you may not be facing a step as large as moving across the country, like to California in a huge moving van. That's a major undertaking. But in your life, make each step count that's in your life, because that's a key to success. And therefore, don't fret over counting those steps. Just be sure to make your steps count so you'll be ready for the next bend that you go around in life. There's a craze today of counting every step we make. Let's put more emphasis on making sure our every step counts. It's not how many, how fast, how large, or how small are our steps, but that we make them count for something good. Thank you for the steps you have made to bring good news to many already, and for the steps you will soon make that will count for something great and something special in all of our lives. God bless you.